Yo, what up? So today we are going to be doing a presentation for all the B2B growth marketers and agency owners out there. And I'm going to be showing you how this unbelievably simple funnel gets me 5 B2B clients per month on autopilot. So if you run an SMMA agency, a automation agency, B2B lead generation agency, or you're just thinking about starting an agency, you can just take my landing page and my VSL structures and all of these things, put it in your business, and just close at higher rates. Your cold email campaigns perform better. You'll get sicker clients, better results. Everything in your business will just be better. We have been doing this for the past 4 years. And through that, we have like all these funnels and campaigns, booked tens of thousands of meetings, generated over $10 million in revenue, sent millions of emails, and built I have worked on hundreds of these funnels already. And also, at the end of this video, I'm gonna give you our exact landing page template, VSL script, all of these things for free. So you can literally just copy paste them into your business. So make sure that you stick around and I'll show you how to get that. But yeah, so for all of this to make sense, we first have to know that 5 years ago, a simple click altered the trajectory of my life in a way I could have never predicted. It was an average Tuesday, the kind where the thrill of the weekend is a distant memory and the hum of your daily routine draws out any spark of spontaneity. I got a bit artistic there, but pretty much it was just a really basic day. I was scrolling through social media, mindlessly thumbing through the sea of sameness when an ad caught my eye. The ad was crisp, professional, and strangely enticing. Unlock your potential with our high-performance executive coaching program. It was like a high-performance coaching program. Curiosity piqued, I clicked through to a beautifully crafted landing page. It signaled with bold headlines, a compelling video sales letter, and testimonials that seemed to speak directly to my unvoiced desires. Before I knew it, I was entering my details to book a call. The sales rep on the other end was an expert of persuasion, artfully playing on my aspirations and fears, going over my objections and just explaining to me why this is a good thing for me to do and why it's going to help me in my career. And an hour later, I had transferred nearly all my savings of 4,000 euros, leaving just a 300 euro buffer in my bank account. I felt both excited and nervous. How had I gone from a casual browser to a committed buyer in less than a day, in less than 24 hours? The answer hit me soon after. I had been funneled through a meticulously engineered sales process designed to convert even the most hesitant prospects. They had it all. The video that built trust, the headlines that sparked curiosity, and the social proof that sealed the deal. I was floored. Holy fuck, this stuff is powerful. And I was just thinking, if I can learn how to do this, I'll never have to worry about money anymore. It was so powerful. Motivated by wonder and curiosity, I plunged headfirst in the world of sales funnels. I devoured courses, watched endless videos, and read every book on copywriting and marketing funnels I could find. And my ambition didn't stop there. I also paid $50,000 to one of the best B2B copywriters at the time to teach and mentor me one-on-one on writing sales funnels. Fast forward today, the gamble paid off. I've crafted countless sales letters that have generated 6-figure revenues on their own. I've written pitches for some of the biggest names in marketing and helped hundreds of companies with their sales strategies, creating campaigns that have made millions in B2B sales. Each project was more than just a job, it was a piece of performance art, a strategic dance of words and psychology that captured leads and converted them with a precision that would make any B2B or any marketer fall in love. The power of a well-crafted message isn't just in the revenue it generates, but in the realization of potential it brings to each client. From the confusion start to now, the journey has been completely transformative. And in the process of that transformation, I've found not just success, but a profound respect for the art of the sales funnel. The magic that turns curiosity into conversions, browsers into buyers, doubters into believers. It's just not about selling, it's about opening doors to new possibilities. And because of this, in this presentation, I'll walk you through my exact B2B sales letter and funnel creation framework and how we do them, how we craft them. That lets you immediately 2 to 3x the performance of your cold email campaigns, remove 80% of the objections in your sales calls, and makes it almost impossible to not scale. And I truly believe that if you run an agency or any kind of a B2B service business or a product-based business, this is must-have stuff. If you don't have this stuff, it is unnecessarily hard. So who is this for? This is for you if you run any online agency, so SMMA, AI automation, B2B lead gen, TikTok UGC, whatever, and are looking to scale, then this is for you. It is also for you if you're looking to acquire a skill set that lets you sell $10,000 to $30,000 projects, selling these funnels yourself, get amazing case studies, And this is also for you if you run any B2B service or product-based company and you're just looking to build a great funnel and generate more revenue through that and just increase all your metrics. This is not for lazy dorks who need templates in order to execute. because there is some thinking. You're gonna get the templates for sure, but you need to like spend a bit of your brain power, a bit of your brain juice to actually understand this. And this is also not for people with bad product or service, because with a great power comes great responsibility. If you put this funnel in their business, you use the sales letter frameworks, you use the funnels, all of these things, and put it in your business, you will be able to sell to a lot of clients. You will be able to convert even the most hesitant buyers. But if your product is shit, it is unethical. You don't want to be selling shit. You can't do that. That is fucking wrong. So before we get into it, if you have never heard of me, my name is Levi Erl. Here's a picture of me at our latest live event talking about, as you can see on the screen, about Gandhi. For the past few years, my sole purpose has been to figure out the most efficient ways to generate revenue for B2B companies and just how to scale agencies and how to just generate B2B revenue. I've worked with over 500 B2B growth marketing companies and agencies, startups, etc. Generated thousands of calls, millions of dollars in revenue, and most importantly, written a hell of a lot of sales letters. I have written sales letters for so many companies at this point. It's pretty much like a really big part of my life. So now knowing that, let's get into the steps on how to actually do this for your own company. So this is a 5-step process to make it really work. And step 1 is going to be figuring out what your market wants and really learning your market. This step is the most important of them all. If you don't understand your market, their needs, fears, desires, and dreams, no matter how good of a copywriter you are, it is not going to perform. Unfortunately, doing market research can be extremely boring, causing beginners to often skip it. The amount of times when I have someone bring me a sales letter and they're like, hey, can you review this? What do you think of the copy? And I'm like, okay, do you know for a fact that the niche actually struggles with this pain point? Do you know that this is actually true? Do you know that they actually are looking for this? And they're like, no, how would I know? I'm like, fucking go ask them. So many times I see this part being skipped, even though this is the highest leverage part of the sales letter writing process. Everyone wants to rush straight into writing sexy headlines and call to actions, but by doing this, you're leaving a gut-wrenching amount of money on the table. The main goal of this step is to figure out exactly who are we exactly selling to? Who is the person we need to convert to our funnel? What kind of dreams do they have? How sophisticated and where are they? And what kind of terms and language they use to describe their current situation? And pretty much anything relevant when it comes to communicating with our dream clients. As long as you complete this step correctly and put effort into it, the rest of the process will be 10 times easier. To figure out what your market wants, you'll first have to understand different levels of market research. Not all methods of research are equally effective. Our goal here isn't to be able to be the fastest. Our goal here isn't to be the fastest or use the easiest method, but to be the most accurate. If the information you gather from your research is inaccurate, you're not just wasting your time, you're decreasing your conversion rate by a lot, since the arguments you'll use won't resonate with your prospects. The levels of market research are, and this is in order of accuracy, first, talking to paying clients. So if you have paying clients, asking them these questions is the best way to go about it. Second is talking to prospective clients. So talking to companies that haven't bought from you yet. Third one is reading forums, communities, and discussions online. And fourth one is using AI and going to read news articles, etc. But you literally shouldn't do this. I only recommend using methods 1 and 2, depending if you already have paying clients in your niche or not. Like if you have paying clients, just talk to them. If you don't have paying clients, talk to companies that you would work with otherwise. But talking to clients who are already paying for a service, or at least thinking about paying for a service, you're talking to the people who your marketing is focused towards. It is completely pointless to go out there and read listen to what someone says who isn't actually ever going to buy your service. If they don't have the problem that you're solving, or if they don't fit into the profile that you're going for, if they're not big enough for you to actually work with them or afford your prices, like their opinion is completely useless. It's like, or of course their opinion probably matters, but in terms of your funnel performing and your sales letter performing, all of these things, your marketing performing, it's not gonna do a thing for you. So you need to be talking to the people and getting the information from the people who you actually will be selling to in real life. Because that way you're actually getting the exact metrics and pain points and struggles and dreams and desires and all of these things. So questions you want to ask them. So pretty much how this works is if you have paying clients, you just hit them up. Hey John, can I ask you a few questions? Do you have time to hop on a quick call? I just want to ask you a few questions for our marketing. And in exchange, I will do X, Y, and Z. You can give them a small bonus. Or you can just, if you talk to prospective clients or if you talk to companies that are not paying you yet, a few really easy methods are like, for example, cold calling them and being like, hey, John, we're doing market research on the stage of lead generation in your niche, and because I saw that you are this title, I think you would have a really, really valuable opinion for this. Could I just ask you a few questions? And it's going to take a few minutes of your time, I guarantee you. And in exchange, you can always give something. You can give gift cards, or you can give market research, or you can give a free lead list or free ad frameworks, or whatever it might be. You can always offer them some kind of a bonus to incentivize them to give you good answers, but it's not necessary. Or you can message them, etc. But always talking is better. You can also do this in discovery calls. So when you do sales calls for your agency, you can just pay attention to these metrics that I'm going to cover in a second, and you will find a lot of answers without doing anything extra. So questions you want to ask them: what is your current metric? So let's say your focus is solution is focused on lead generation. How many leads are you generating right now? How many new clients are you getting each month? Where are you getting what is your revenue right now? Or let's say your service is about Facebook ads. Okay, what is your CPMs? What is your ROAS? What is this and what is that? So just use your relevant metric. What would you like your metric to be? So find out where they are at right now and where would they want to be in the future. What do you think is standing in your way to getting there? What have you tried to solve that? How did it work? How long did you do it for? Why do you think it didn't work? If you were able to solve the problem, how would it impact your business and how would it impact your personal life? These are great surface level questions to start mapping out the desires, failures, dreams, and fears of your market. You just need to know this stuff. As you're asking these questions, you'll also be listening for the specific terms they use to answer. You want to ask these questions over a call to make sure you'll be able to follow up on answers and dig deeper. Like for example, if you ask someone, hey John, what is your biggest problem right now? And they just say, yeah, ads. For sure, ads are our biggest problem. Okay, what about ads? Is it the creation of the ads? Is it running it? Is it the budget? Is it optimal? What about that? The creatives. Oh, what do you mean with the creatives? What part of the creative? Is it the creation process? Is it the scripting? Is it this? Is that? What about the ads is your problem? So this is why being on the phone or being on a call is super, super, super powerful, because you can actually get a lot of this data and dig deeper. Also, as the time goes on, you get more experience with your niche and you'll be able to pick up on deeper desires of your market. This can only be done through natural everyday conversations like sales or clients calls. Like sometimes your client might mention you have a really good relationship with them, like, I just really want to scale this to 1 million and then I'm done. Or I really just want to sell this business, Like those things, they might not tell you immediately when you're talking to them, but you will be able to pick up on them as you build a better relationship with them. As you acquire more knowledge about your niche, you want to update your marketing assets to match it. After you've done your research and had at least 5 conversations with paying clients or prospective clients, fill out a sheet with an answer to these questions. So just take out a Google sheet and answer every single one of these questions. What is your perfect customer's industry? In what industry are they? What location are they in? So a country or a state or region. What is their company headcount? So how big is their company? What is their revenue, or what are their other important metrics? How many leads they're getting? What is their closing rate? What is their ROAS? What is their ad budget? Whatever. What is their experience level? What are their current activities? So what are they doing right now to solve the problem that you are solving for? What are their business desire dreams, and what is their personal desires and dreams that they have? Because these are different. So like someone might have a business desire of scaling a company to 1 million a month, but their personal desire is to put their kids to a good college, What are their failures? So what have they failed at previously? What are their fears? So maybe they are afraid of ruining their brand reputation or whatever it might be. What are the suspicions? So are they suspicious about anything? Like, hey, there must be an easier way to do this, or hey, we are doing this wrong, or hey, our competition is doing this in an unethical way, whatever it might be. What is their sophistication and awareness level? And if you don't know what is sophistication and awareness level, go read Eugene Schwartz's book, Breakthrough Advertising. A fantastic book, talks about this. I also have some videos talking about this, but sophistication level pretty much just means how sophisticated, how mature they are about your service. Have they heard about your service? Is there a lot of companies offering this service? How exposed have they been? Because obviously if you go into a market and you're the first person selling your service, obviously they're going to be like brand new. They've never heard of it. They're like, what the fuck is this? So then you need to sell to them in a different way. You need to educate more to them and you need to explain why this works. But then let's say you go to another market where everyone has already seen like a bunch of competition selling your service, then you don't need to focus so much on education, but more on like differentiation and why you're different, etc. And also awareness level. Are they problem aware? Are they solution aware? Do they know that they even, like, for example, some companies don't even know that they have a lead generation problem or ad problem, whatever. They might be running ads at 0.2x ROAS and they think that's just the industry standard. They don't know that they have an issue. So also, how aware are they of your problem? And anything else that might feel relevant. The more information you have about your perfect customer, the better. So literally just take out a sheet and just fill out as much information as you possibly can. And this is going to be really, really useful when it comes to actually writing your sales letter and doing your VSL and doing your funnel and all of these things. It's going to help you out a ton. And also, don't worry, if you're just starting out, you're going to be all over the place. This might feel super confusing. So it doesn't have to be perfect on the first try. This is a dynamic thing. You learn more. As you learn more over the months or over the years, you always go back and you can update your sheet and you can add things, you can take things away. Oh, actually, this is not what they want. They're actually looking for this. So this is a dynamic thing. Don't worry about it. It doesn't have to be perfect on the first go. So after you have done your market research and you have some kind of an understanding, better or worse, understanding of what actually your niche wants and what are they looking for, what are their struggles and problems and desires and who they even are, we're going to go into step 2, which is writing a sales letter. A sales letter is a written piece of content that explains everything that a prospective client might need to know about your company and offer to move forward. It's a 24/7 sales rep that always performs the same, never sleeps, never asks for pay increases, and can sell to millions of people at the same time. It pretty much has infinite leverage. Biggest mistake that beginners make is thinking that there is a quote-unquote correct way to write a sales letter, but truth is that there isn't. Of course, there are structures and best practices that are proven to work better than others, but at the end of the day, marketing is all about experimentation and creativity. And this is just really important to understand. And the structure that we use, and we have written I'm working hundreds and hundreds of sales letters using this exact structure, is really simple. It's really logic based. Why I really like it. It works really great. So first, this is our sales letter. And also just for clarification, a sales letter is just pretty much some kind of a written piece of content. It can be written on paper, it can be written on your fucking LinkedIn wall, it can be written on, it can be a tattoo, whatever you want to do. I usually just use Google Documents, because Google Documents are really easy ways to write, but it can be anywhere. But the first thing that you need to do is when someone sees your sales letter, they're going to obviously be thinking, okay, they're not going to even be paying attention, they're going to be thinking something else. So first thing we have to do is we need to grab attention. We need to get their attention somehow, hey, John, look here. Here, something cool is happening here. We need to grab attention. And because of this, we write a headline. Boom. We need to write a headline. And usually, once again, headline writing and this topic is something super, super, super deep where you can go into. But usually a really easy way in the beginning, if you don't have a lot of copywriting experience, is just do a transformation focus headline. So, for example, we will get you, or how to get X results in Y time frame using mechanism Z, so just using Z. And this is the main base of your headline. And usually what I like to do is also do an identification, so a pre-headline. So I just do for niche, so whatever your niche might be. And then I also like to do without A, B, and C. So without something painful that your niche is struggling with. So, and I'm a geek with formatting. I always need to make everything look super nice and super equal, etc. But that is just a preference. But pretty much the whole idea of this is, let's see, font 24, boom, 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 boom. So pretty much the whole idea of this is just to grab attention and just to pretty much deliver your main message like this. Boom, so it's clear immediately what this is all about. So you call out the niche. So for example, you could say for IT companies in the US, boom. So it's really clear immediately who this is for. Then you tell them how to get X results in Y time using Z. So for example, how to get an extra 2 to 4 clients every 6 weeks. So this is the time frame. Using and then your unique mechanism or your mechanism, it might not be unique. So for example, using cold email at scale. So this makes it extremely clear what it is. And then you also want to include, because if you have done your market research properly, if you remember from here, from the step 1, we have like figured out what are their failures and fears and all of these things, what they're doing right now. There are, in every single niche, there is some common way that people are trying to solve this problem. So for example, with cold email, like in IT companies, people are trying to get more clients to industry events or referrals. So you could, for example, say, without having to rely on referrals. Boom. And this makes it just a tad bit stronger. Actually, not just a tad bit, but a lot stronger, because humans are naturally more gravitated towards the avoidance of something negative than gaining something beneficial. So people are always motivated by that, on like not having to do something super painful. So when you have a headline like this, using just this formula, when someone sees it, they can scan through it in like 5 seconds. For IT companies in the US, boom, they immediately know if it's for them or not. They immediately know if it's for the right place. Like if they are an IT company in the US, it's gonna naturally like spark some kind of a reaction in their head. It's like, oh, damn, this is for me. Like if you are a 25-year-old entrepreneur living in Canada, and you see a headline that says, for 25-year-old Canadian entrepreneurs, you're gonna immediately think, holy shit, I have to quickly just check this out. It is something for me. Then a headline, how to get, boom, a result. How to get an extra 2 to 4 clients, how fast, every 6 weeks, using what mechanism. So this pretty much answers the main questions. Okay, what are they gonna get? How fast are they gonna get it? What are you gonna do to get it for them? And then to just make the deal even a bit sweeter, you are saying that, hey, by the way, you don't have to rely on referrals anymore. So it makes it more stronger. And the big thing here is, at this point of the sales letter, you are not selling anything. You are not talking about anything that, or your offer, your pitch. You are not saying, hey, we will get you this. You're just making it an educational document, just a useful document. You're not selling anything. So your offer or your service or your prices or guarantees are not here at this point yet. But after this, naturally, if we have a big claim like this, we have a big bold headline. Let's say you see a bold headline. Hey, for 25-year-old Canadian entrepreneurs, how to make $1 million in the next 100 days without fucking investing a lot of money up front, or whatever it might be. You're gonna immediately, what is your first thought? Surely this is not true. You're gonna get skeptical. You're not gonna believe it. So next thing we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be ripping some proof. So proof, boom. And this proof can be in a few different ways. You can do screenshots of client results, you can do screenshots of your own results, and you can even use just third-party data or assets, as long as you're not stealing anything, to pretty much prove that your thesis is correct. For example, if you don't have case studies and you have never run a campaign in your life, you could use a public case study that someone else has posted and made public and it's fair use. You could show that, hey, by the way, this guy used the same exact thing that we do to get these results. Or cold email is proven to be this and this and this and that. But it's always best if you can use your own results. So for example, you could just throw a picture of your own calendar or a client's calendar here and just put like showcase that, damn, there's a lot of meetings. And then you just write here, boom. The picture below showcases our calendar after using this system. Notice how it's filled with sales meetings. And the more proof you have here, the more people are gonna stick through the rest of your sales letter. If you have no proof, people are still gonna look through it, people are still gonna watch, but just not as many. So it's not a binary thing. It's not like, okay, I don't have proof, this is not gonna work. It is going to work, it's just not gonna work as well. And then as you get results, you go and you redo it, and you're adding, you're just adding more proof. So you just add proof here as much as you can. This literally, there is no such thing as too much proof, because then you're just overwhelming the process with proof. Boom, 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 boom. Do you see how this is true? So after you have done that, and after you have first of all made the bold claim, you have shown, okay, boom, we have a bold claim to make for you, and you have also had some kind of proof here. The third thing, the prospect or the viewer of the sales letter is gonna think is okay, but surely this is not for me. This is for someone else. You know, that's humans always like to disqualify everything. Like, this is for someone else. This is not meant for me. So what do you want to do? Is you want to do an identification section. So you're just writing. So who is this for? And then you just write bullet points of who this is for. And what you do here to make this even stronger, and I think I have here, let's see. Yeah, let's remove that. Boom. And I think I have here the same thing. Amazing. So pretty much what you do here to make this really strong is you go and you look back to your market research. So if you have talked to people, they have told you their current metrics and they have told you their dreams and desires and failures and fears. You use this here to identify of who this is for. If you are a decision maker in an US-based IT company and you are looking to scale to X revenues a month, this is for you. If you are afraid of ABC fear, this is for you. If in the past you failed or you've tried to hire Facebook ad agencies to generate you leads, but it didn't work, this is for you. And you just pretty much go on as much stuff as you have. Like once again, this like you can have 30 points here. Like pretty much what you're just doing in here is as long as this stuff is accurate. And once again, it's like you don't have to like if it's not accurate, it's just not gonna resonate, but it's gonna push people away. So you can just go a bit crazy here. So pretty much what you're doing here is now if we think about the flow, is for IT companies in the US. Boom, you're capturing the attention, you're explaining really fast what this is all about. You're showing proof that, hey, this stuff actually works and this stuff is actually true, so no worries about it. And then you're explaining, okay, who this is for. This is for you if this and this and this and this and this and this is true. So you're just pretty much reeling them in. And the more points you hit and more accurate this is, the deeper you reel them in. Like imagine, once again, let's say you're a 25-year-old Canadian entrepreneur, you have failed with a drop shipping store and you're really busy because you go to school and your dream is to retire your mom. Fairly basic. So imagine you read this and you're like, hey, this if you are a 25-year-old entrepreneur living in Canada, this is for you. If you have failed with dropshipping in the past, this is for you. If you're really busy because of college, this is for you. And if your dream is to retire your mom, this is for you. Like you're holy shit, this is for me. What is this magic? And this is why it's super important to do the research and just listen out for these things. Like a lot of these things are just naturally gonna come to you when you talk to people. But you just need to have your ears open for these things. And yeah, that's pretty much what you do in the identification section. So in the next section, what we do, after you have done a headline, a proof, and identification, we are going to be doing something called a core concept. And pretty much the point of the core concept is just to explain that, hey, this is why this matters and this is why this works. This is like the underlying thesis. And this is why it hasn't been your fault that you have failed in the past. So you could write, for example, here's the truth. And this is like, if you have ever seen any sales that we have written, like our stuff sounds pretty much the same. But here's the truth. Here's the truth. You can generate 2 to 4 new clients for your US-based IT company every 6 weeks. So every 6 weeks, if you follow the right strategies. But unfortunately, most companies in the market don't have access to the latest marketing and sales techniques. So they are forced to use old methods like industry events and referrals. And then you can go a bit deeper in here as well. It's like the truth is, we all know that just relying on referrals isn't a predictable way to run the business, since you'll never Never be sure where the next dollar comes from. This makes running the business more business stressful, and for example, hiring new people in-house becomes harder because you don't know if you can pay them or not. Don't use this verbatim. Some people are gonna take this and just copy this verbatim. Once again, like at the end of the video, I'm gonna give you a template to use, and it works way better. I just came up with this shit like on the spot, so it's not really good, and it's like has a bunch of grammar errors, etc. But pretty much you get the point. You're just gonna explain that, hey, the reason why you have failed isn't your fault. You just didn't know. You just didn't have access to the best marketing techniques, etc. And this is why it's a problem. So you're pretty much like make them aware of the problem that, hey, right now you're just relying on referrals and industry events, but that's not a good thing because you can never predict where the next dollar comes from. And because of this, it's fucking stressful as hell. You can never hire people. You can never do big investments, etc. because you don't know if you can afford it in the future. You might have a great month now, but in 3 months, who knows if you're going to get referral deals or not. So you're just pretty much going to be explaining the core thesis for this. So at this point, they have seen the bold claim, they have seen the proof, they know that this is for them, and they also understand why it matters. Next thing that you want to do before you go into the actual source of the thing is give a quick background story. So background story. Because at this point, they probably have never heard of you. If you sent them a cold email or a cold call or whatever it might be, and they have ended up on your landing page, they have never heard of you. They don't know who you are, which naturally just decreases their trust in you. So before you start explaining how everything works, like you need to achieve a bit of that extra trust. It's going to be really helpful for you. So what you're just going to do is you're just going to say, if you've probably never heard of me. My name is John Smith, and in the past X years, I've focused on Y. And then you can just write a few lines here about yourself and about your mission and how you've learned and what kind of results you have generated, etc. Just keep it fairly short. Try to increase your status delta here as much as you can. So if you've gone to a good school, so if you drop, hey, I went to Cambridge, I went to Yale, I went to Harvard, or I have this, I won this award, or I achieved this, or I achieved that, or I won this competition and I have this many years of experience in this niche, whatever it might be, but just pretty much try to make yourself look as good as possible because that's what people want. They want to buy services from clearly competent people. And it doesn't have to be something related to, for example, B2B lead generation. It doesn't have to be related about cold email or B2B growth marketing. Like just for example, if you graduated from a great school or have a great degree, even if it doesn't apply to the thing that you're doing, it's still going to make you, or it's still going to show to the prospect, okay, this guy is smart and hardworking. Or let's say you have won the fucking best pole vaulter. Like let's say you have won like the US state championship for pole vaulting, or you're a chess grandmaster, or whatever it might be. Whatever great big accomplishment it might be, that is going to be really useful for you to present here because it's going to just increase your status and it's going to make it way easier for you to close a deal later on. And it's also going to just make people listen more because it shows that, okay, you really know something about something, you know? And then to top it all off, just throw like a professional picture of yourself, just like a normal picture, or it doesn't have to be like a professional suit and tie picture. It just can be like a great picture of yourself that shows your face and shows who you are, you know? And then we get into the in my opinion, like the most interesting part of the sales letter, the most time consuming and hardest, not even hardest, but just the most time consuming part. So at this stage, now they know what we do, they know the proof, they know this is for them, etc. Now we need to explain the mechanism that we used to get results. And we're going to be doing this in an educational and useful fashion to provide people value and make them stick true. Like as you can see here, we have never mentioned our service here. We have not been pitching here at all. We are just been writing an educational document. So what we need to do is we need to explain how do we actually get these results and how does this actually matter? Because the headline is how to, so we need to show them how to do this. So pretty much what you do is Okay, I'm not gonna use this anyways. So pretty much what you do is first of all, you map out two things. You need to map out two things. You need to map out state A of your prospects. And I'm just gonna use the pen for this because it's pretty ass. So you first need to map out state A. So what is their current situation on average? Once again, you don't have to be like bulletproof correct on this. That doesn't even make sense, but you don't have to be 100% accurate on this. But like in general, you are an IT company based in the US and you are making 50 to 100,000 a month and you want to be making X. So what is their current situation? Struggling with lead generation. They don't have a lead generation team and they are making X amount of money and they are using this and this and this and that. And then you also need to map out and figure out their state B. So where do they want to be? What is the transformation that you're looking for? And once again, if you have done your market research, you're going to know these things. What are your current metrics? Where do you want those metrics to be? We are currently getting 10 leads a month. We want to be getting 30 leads a month. Boom, state A, state B. And then what you need to do is you need to map out how your service is going to get them from A to B in the most efficient manner, aka a straight line. So you map out what are the things that you need to do. So if you, like, a great frame to think about it is, if you had no service to sell, if you had no product or no service or no offer, and you had to help a company go from A to B, what would you tell them to do? What would be the 3 to 5 big steps that they would need to complete in order to get there? So for example, for B2B cold email lead generation, the first thing is, okay, figuring out who are we actually selling to, figuring out what is our offer and what is our ICP. That is the step one. Otherwise, it's not going to work. We can't just go out there and just start shooting emails. Second thing probably would be building a cold email infrastructure. So we need some domains formed up. We need the DMARC set up. We need all of these things to actually make sure that we can send some cold emails. Third thing, okay, what are we going to do? We need to scrape a lead list. The infrastructure is going to be completely useless if we don't have a lead list. Fourth thing is going to be writing cold email campaigns and actually writing the scripts, writing the follow-ups, etc. And fifth step would be launching and doing inbox managing and iterating based on the feedback that we're getting here. And these would be the 5 high-level steps that we would have to do to take someone from A to B, you know? And pretty much what we're going to do in the sales letter is we're going to be first explaining them in a logical fashion why these are the best 5 steps. So first thing they have to believe is that these are the best 5 steps. Like, for example, let's say that we want to help IT companies generate more revenue. We want to help IT companies get more leads, do lead generation for them. If the person we are talking to believes for a fact that SEO is the best way to do this, and we are selling a cold email lead generation service, they're never going to buy from us. No matter how good our guarantee and price and all of these things, how many case studies, if they believe that SEO is the best thing to do for them, they're never going to buy our cold email service. Or if you want to scale an e-commerce company and you sell Facebook ads or TikTok ads, let's say you sell TikTok ads and they believe that YouTube ads are the best thing, it doesn't matter, once again, how good you are with TikTok ads if they believe that YouTube ads is the best thing. So we first need to sell them the reason why this is the best way to get these results. And we do this by walking them through all of these steps. First, you have to do this because of reasons X, Y, and Z, and this is how it works. Then we need to do step number 2, and because of reason X, Y, and Z. Then we need to do step number 3, need to do step number 4, need to do step number 5, you know? We show them exactly how to do all of these steps. And we sell them on the idea that, hey, these are the best steps for you to get from A to B. And then after they have done that, and after they believe that, hey, these are the best steps, like let's say you have an e-commerce company and you sell TikTok ads, and they believe right now that YouTube ads is the best way to scale an e-commerce company. You explain to them that, hey, actually TikTok ads are better because you get cheaper CPMs and it's easier and it's simpler and it's faster and all of these things. They believe, okay, damn, instead of YouTube ads, we want to do TikTok ads. Then it's really easy for you to say, by the way, if you want to go do this alone, these TikTok ads, it's going to be fucking hard and difficult and all of these things. You're not going to know what you do. But now that you have decided that you want to do TikTok ads, we can do it for you. And because you have actually provided them value and you have showed them how this works and why it's so powerful, etc., they're going to feel that you are an expert. They're going to assume that, okay, this guy clearly knows what he's talking about. Otherwise, like, he would have not been able to convince us because you have made the effort to actually teach them that, hey, instead of YouTube ads, you should actually do this, the TikTok ads. And they're like, okay, damn, this person told me and showed me how to do it, like, of course, they are clearly an expert and they are clearly a good person and good company and they know what they're doing. So that's pretty much the next step, what you want to do. And the format for that is really simple. So after you have mapped out your 3 to 5 high level steps that you want to take them through, you just write step 1 and you write the name of the step. So step 1, for example, B2B lead generation is figure out your ideal customer and what you are selling. Boom. So you write this down like this, and then at this section, you just pretty much make like it can be a small or a long argument. Like you don't have to give away your quote unquote secret sauce. You don't have to tell all of your secrets, but you need to focus more on the what instead of how. So what do they need to do, not exactly how. If you don't want to give away exactly your like secrets, but at the end of the day, like if you do a good job at it, they're gonna hire you anyway. So you shouldn't be scared of like giving away your secret sauce. It's like just provide them value, just show them how it's done, and they're gonna really appreciate you, and they're gonna see that you are clear and expert. So really what you just do is you just explain that, and I like to use this formula: old result, old way, or old way, old result, new way, new result, unique, useful insight. So pretty much how this works is you just explain, okay, how would someone do this previously? Like what was their previous way of doing this? And you could write the old way, the old way of doing this would be like just selling to everybody and trying to sell everything. Old result, no proper niche, marketing isn't resonating since it's not specific, and you are not an expert at any service. New way, pick one specific, I can't write, ideal customer profile and service that you can have the biggest impact with. You can make your marketing laser targeted so it works better. You'll get more clients and you become an expert at your service, which lets you charge higher prices. And then the unique useful insight is pretty much you just take the new way and the new result and combine them. So pretty much you wrap it all together, just like you make a key takeaway out of it. So by selling to one specific customer profile and offering them only one service, your marketing will resonate better, you'll get more clients and charge higher prices. And then you don't just want to leave it like this. What you do is you go and you write like a coherent paragraph or a few paragraphs out of this. So you pretty much take this and you make it into an actual readable piece of content. So how you would do this is, if I just make it like this, how we do this, you're just writing, and once again, don't copy this verbatim because I'm just writing it on the spot, so it's not perfect. It's like pretty bad, to be honest. But just to give you an idea, it's like most IT companies in the US are selling to everyone, and on top of that, they are selling everything that they can deliver. This causes an obvious problem that your marketing ends up being diluted and not specific to anyone. Anyone, which causes you a lot of marketing problems. In addition to bad marketing, you also never will become an actual expert in one service. since you are offering so many different things, which leads to you having to compete on price against all the other service providers in the market. If you only sold one service, you could actually become an expert and you could show everyone that you know what you're doing, etc. So you just pretty much write a coherent paragraph of it. And you do this for all the steps. So for your step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. And just in general, you should never have more than 5 steps. It's like 3 to 5 steps is really good range to be in. And this way you pretty much just sell them, like I said, sell them on the fact that, hey, by the way, after they read that, they're like, oh, damn, I have been thinking about this all wrong. And this guy is making, or this girl is making really great points. This makes sense. We should actually follow these steps and we should do this for our company to go from A to B. So after you have written all your activity steps and you have really sold them on the mechanism, you just want to do a quick summary, just wrap it all together. So, and then you say, so as you can see, as long as you just, and then the steps, define your ideal customer profile and one high impact service. And whatever your step 2 is, build a scalable sending infrastructure. And step 3, scrape a lead list and blah, 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 blah. Steps there. You can get result X in time frame Y without painful thing Z. I'm going to just wrap it all together in their head. So now, once again, if you think about it from the from the customer's perspective, like it's also always when you're writing any marketing or any sales material, it's always like really useful. Like not a lot of people do this, which is crazy. But think about it. What if you were the customer? What if you were the target audience? Like what questions or what state of mind would you be in right now? That makes everything so much easier because you can relate and you can come up with actual things like, okay, what objections would I have or what would be my next course of action if this is all I saw? So now that we have sold them on the mechanism, they're going to be thinking, okay, I need to go do this. If you have done a good job, they're going to think, okay, I need to go do this. So now what you do is you do something called option 1 or option 2. So now you have 2 options. Option 1, do it yourself or do it in-house or hire someone else, whatever it might be. Do it yourself. However, and then you just list out all the problems. It's going to cost X money. It's going to take Y time. It's going to be hard and you won't know what to do. And once again, I know I'm repeating myself, but like this is not good writing. I'm just pretty much trying to explain all of these concepts. So you pretty much say, now we have 2 options. Option 1 is do it yourself, but however, you're going to end up spending $20, $30, $40, $50,000 on testing this out and figuring it out. You will have to spend 2, 3, 4 hours every single day in keeping this maintained. And the first 6 months, you're not going to get any results because you are just testing and figuring it out. Plus, the chance of success is actually really low because you are doing this for the first time and your focus is diluted, etc. So pretty much just telling them why they shouldn't do it themselves. And then you say, or option 2, which is to work with us. When you work with us, and then you just pretty much map out all the benefits. So when you work with us, you will get X results in Y time frame. You will not have to stress about your lead flow anymore. Your investors will be happy. You can get rid of the unproductive and expensive SDRs, and you will all of the benefits. Pretty much you just list out like all of the benefits that someone gets from working with you. Not the features, but the benefits. What are the benefits of working with you? Boom. And what you do then is you just drop case studies. If you have case studies, what you do, we've done this with X amount of companies in the past, for example, and then you just drop case studies. So what you do is you just take the name of the case study. So John Smith from company X, and you just put their picture here and State 1, so what was their starting state? State 2, time frame, and if you have an interview link, then you'll also do like a explanation of the delivery and a quote if you have. So pretty much here you're just like going deep into case studies if you have any. So you can say, hey, we did this with John Smith from company X. Here's a picture of John Smith. When we started working together, they were doing $50,000 a month. No, they're doing $100,000 a month, and it took us 3 months to get them those results. Here's a link to an interview that I did with John. When we worked with them, we first did this, then we did that, then we did this, then we did that. We ran into this issue, we did like this. And here's a quote that John said. And then John said, they are fucking great guys, you know? And you just blast all of your relevant case studies here, if possible. And if you don't have case studies, you just skip this part. It's not the end of the world if you don't have any case studies. Then what you do, and once again, just a reminder, if you don't have case studies, it's not like a binary thing. It's not if it's gonna work or not, it's how well it's gonna work. The more case studies you have, the more credibility you have, and more people are gonna pay attention and trust you, etc. So you just have to work a bit harder if you don't have any case studies. But that's like the whole point of starting a business. You just have to work hard. So then what you do is you just quickly remind who this is for. So once again, this is for, and then you just blast IT companies in the US doing X revenue, wanting to scale to Y, and people who are looking to blah, blah, blah. You just take a few identification points from here, and you just put them here again to remind them. Then you just go into a CTA. So if you are interested in seeing how this would work for your company, schedule a 30-minute discovery call with me from the link below. Boom. So you just do a CTA, you have your calendar link there. And then as a reminder, so then, because like people really need a big reason to act now, they need to do it right now. Like you need to always motivate them. So you want to use scarcity or urgency depending on what makes sense. Once again, never use fake scarcity or fake urgency. That is the worst thing you can do. Like reputation is the thing that you can never get back. So never ruin it. So never use fake scarcity or fake urgency. But for example, like if you can only take on 3 clients a month, as a reminder, you can only take on 3 more clients. So if you are interested, make sure you book the call now. And then you drop a guarantee. And of course, we offer you 100% money back guarantee. So if you don't get X results, or if you don't get something, if you don't get X, we'll give you all your money back. See you in the call. Boom. And that is pretty much how you write the structure of your sales letter. And then what you do after you have done this is you go through here and you read it out loud 5 times. You read it out and you're gonna see that some sentences just don't make sense. You're like, you read it and then it just like doesn't feel like a smooth sentence. You go and you rewrite it, which is like a huge thing, because then it flows when someone reads it. It's easier for someone to read it. You make sure that there's no grammatical errors and you make sure everything is smooth. And also one really powerful thing is adding media. So adding pictures, adding videos, adding graphs, adding GIFs, adding proofs. So just pretty much like picture a really easy way to like explain certain concepts. So instead of like trying to explain word by word what is a lead list, just add a picture of a lead list. Or trying to explain what does a good ad look like, just add a good ad in there. Like if you're trying to sell UGC creative, like instead of trying to explain what is a great looking UGC creative, just fucking link a great looking UGC creative in there and they can see it, you know? So go through this, add all the media, all the pictures, all the videos, all the things that you can explain this with, and make sure that it flows really smoothly. And now this becomes a really powerful like sales argument. Like if you didn't do anything else, if you didn't record a VSL, if you didn't put it in a funnel, this alone is a really powerful asset. Because if you have done it correctly and if you followed all the steps, etc., this will pretty much be your like 24/7 sales rep. You can send a link to this anyone, and they can read through this, and they're gonna be sold on like the big claim. They're gonna see the proof, all of these things. Like this alone will sell a lot of people and get them to a really good buying state. So you can, if you do content, you can take like pieces of content here and just do like videos or whatever it might be from it, or LinkedIn posts, etc. So this alone is really, really good stuff. And for example, like this is not gonna sell someone, this is not gonna make someone to buy immediately. In some cases it will, but like you still have to get on a call and handle objections, etc. But imagine if someone reads through this, they understand your claim, they see your proof, they know that this is for them or who this is for, they understand why this even matters, they know who you are from your background story, they know the exact steps that you take to get results, they understand why they shouldn't do it themselves, they know the benefits, they know your case studies, they know all of these things. Like imagine if someone reads through this and then they come to a sales call with you, how fucking ready they are to go. It's like the call is 1,000 times easier. And we're gonna get into this a bit later on the video, but this is also a dynamic document. So what you do is when you hear different objections, so you go on the sales call and they are like, we don't wanna do this because it ruins our brand reputation. And they're like, okay, boom, this is clear an objection. You come back here and you explain why it doesn't ruin their brand reputation. So then that objection is handled before anything even happens. So you can just take this document, for example, and send it to them before the call. Let's say someone books a call. Hey, John, before our call, make sure that you read through this document. That way we can spend our time on the call on stuff that actually matters, or more useful stuff or more high-level stuff, because you already have a lot of the information. Please take 15 minutes to read through it, and it's going to be really great. So then you can like handle the objections before the call happens without actually doing anything. So it's like really, really good stuff just alone by that. And also something that I want to mention about these sales letters is, of course, you can go extremely deep into it. Like I said, I've spent over like really close to $100,000 now in my life on learning how to write better sales letters. I had the one with 50K coaching, and then I paid for other coaching and mentorship stuff as well on this. So you can go really, really deep. This is really just scratching the surface, but there's no point for you to like go really deep with it right now if you've never done one. But you can go really deep with this stuff. And this is like really, I think, the highest leverage thing you can do. This is my favorite thing to do. Like my first like proper sales letter mentor, he calculated that every single hour that he spent on writing sales letters for their company, it was producing $50,000 an hour in revenue. So if he spent 10 hours writing a sales letter, it would make them $500,000. They would post it, they would send it to their email list, they would put it on YouTube, and it would make them a lot of money. So it is really useful stuff, really high level stuff. And this is really what a lot of my days are right now focusing. I'm doing these for clients. I'm doing these for our agency, for our stuff, for our mastermind, consulting a lot of people on this. So a lot of my stuff is just spent on this because this is, I think, so fucking fantastic. If you can write a document that just fucking sells automatically, like, holy shit, that is super powerful. I come from a sales background. Like, in the first few years of my sales career, I knocked on over 30,000 doors, and I talked to hundreds of thousands of people over the phone and on malls, like in the hallways of malls, selling. Like, I talked to probably like over 500,000 people throughout that time period. Probably not that many, at least 300,000. Selling electricity contracts. Like, fucking hell, that is why it's so mind-blowing to me. It's like you can write something and just have it sell to everyone. It is crazy. So this alone is super powerful. But now that you have your sales letter, you have this document written out. It might be in Google, it might be somewhere else, whatever, it doesn't really matter. We are gonna go into step number 3, which is filming a video sales letter. Yeah? So now that you've written your sales letter on a Google document, it is time to record a video sales letter. For the first few iterations, the VSL should be recorded in a simple format. I prefer to do the presentation of the Google document paired with the face cam without much editing. So I would film a VSL exactly like I'm filming this YouTube video. I would just have this Google document and I would just read through this and I would just do a presentation on the document. The reason why you want to produce the first few versions of your VSL with a simpler style is the fact that in 9 out of 10 cases, you'll have to iterate it a lot. You'll get more market feedback, find more objections, learn your niche better, and come up with better angles, which means that you'll go back to your sales letter and update it every few weeks or every few months. And every single time you'll have to film a high production VSL with proper edits and slides and camera work, you'll end up creating less iterations, which hurts the overall performance of the funnel. So you want to keep it simple first, because you want to be doing it over and over and over again. Like if you see that, hey, there's this objection, you want it to be really low friction for you to go and like recreate it or redo it. Like you can just record your screen and have your face come like this and just present like, hey, like I started this video. Boom, today we're going to be doing a presentation for IT company in the US. Like the reason why I do all my videos in this format is because I have done so many of these, so it's just a natural format for me to deliver content, you know? I use this exact structure for creating content, even though it's not a video sales letter, and even though we are not selling anything, I just use it for content creation purposes as well, because it's such a great formula. So you just read through this, and for IT companies in the US, I'm gonna show you how to get an extra 2 to 4 clients every 6 weeks using cold email at scale without you having to rely on referrals. The picture below showcases our calendar, blah, 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 blah. So you just present on the Google document, which is like, then let's say you want to change the headline, boom, just change the headline and record it again. You don't need to do new slides, you don't need to practice new slides, you don't need to go to a studio, you don't need to hire an editor, really simple stuff. So for the recording of the VSL, the basic process is first, read the sales letter out loud 5 times. This way, you have these like neural connections in your head. You know what sentences are gonna come next and what words are gonna come next, etc. Like especially for me, as you might notice, my first language isn't English. So some words are just super impossible for me to pronounce. So if I read it 5 times out loud, the chance of me actually pronouncing these words right is way higher. Of course, it still doesn't happen always, but you just wanna get familiar with the document so you're not getting caught up by surprises. So read the sales letter out loud 5 times. I know it sucks. Your voice is like your throat is gonna be hurting. It's gonna take a lot of time. It sucks, but it's so worth it. Then go and get a haircut and groom your facial hair if you have any. If you have a really sexy mustache like I do, go get it groomed out, get a sharp fade. So you just need to look presentable. Sleep for 8 hours, put on a nice shirt or suit. Like in VSLs, I would use a suit. This is just a shitty or Air Jordan tracksuit. But if you are doing a VSL, for a B2B market, have on a suit or a nice dress shirt. Once again, we're just trying to get every single bit of advantage that we can get. We want to have like a really solid status delta. Like just people, if they see you dress nice, they're gonna immediately just think that, okay, this guy is clear, knows his stuff. The only exception to this is your niche. Like let's say you sell a personal training program, like a fitness workout program for young guys who just want to look jacked. Like then you can wear like a wife beater, because if you have like big shoulders, ripped arms, then you can have a wife beater, because that's like more status than having a suit. Like I remember I hopped on a call like last year when I was hiring a personal trainer. I hopped on a call with a personal trainer. He was this jacked dude and he came up to the call shirtless. And I was like, damn, yeah, makes sense. Like no, in no other niche you can come up to a meeting shirtless. But in that concept, it made sense. So if your niche is something that has like a specific attire, maybe it's like the medical, you might want to have like a doctor's jacket on, but in most cases, just have a nice shirt or suit. Have a clear lighting on your face, so make sure the lighting is great. Everyone always fucks up with the lighting. I have like a big light bulb here, but what you can do is you can just go, if you go to Amazon, $50, $29, you can get like a ring light. Just make sure the lighting is great. Or if you have natural light, if you're in front of a window, you can also use that, but make sure the lighting on your face is nice. Make sure you're in a quiet environment, so make sure there's nothing crazy going on, people walking past you. Make sure that it's quiet so there's no screaming or music. Clean up your background. So like the worst thing on earth is when I see someone recording VSL in their bedroom and they have like an unmade bed behind them. Like, holy shit, bro, you really hate money. Just make sure your background is clean. Have a solid, good microphone. Like from all of the hardware, like all of the things like the lighting and the cameras and all of these things, like for example, you don't need to have a great camera. I have like some Sony camera, but what you can do is you can just have your iPhone and connect it to your computer and film with that, or you can have like a webcam. So make sure your like video isn't completely trash, but it doesn't have to be great. It doesn't have to be professional. You don't need to have a professional lighting setup like I do, but once again, better lighting is better. But the one thing that actually does matter is your microphone. Like nothing hurts your engagement and retention of a VSL more than a shitty audio quality. So once again, just get like a good microphone. I think this is called Shure SM7B. This is the microphone that Joe Rogan uses, so that's why I got it. This is a bit more on the expensive side, but you can just get one really good microphone is Blue Yeti. Blue Yeti is really good. It's a bit more on the expensive side, but this is a really good microphone. Other really good one that I used for a long time is this Quadcast. These are really good microphone. You can get this. I think this maybe, yeah, sure, it's SM7B, it's like $360. You don't need a professional high quality microphone like this, but this is the Shure SM7B is really good, $70 here. Or you can just have like a microphone PC. You can also just do something simpler, $50, $40, $20, $37. Razrs are a minute. This is actually a good microphone. Some of our clients use this, $37. But just make sure your audio quality isn't completely trash, because people are gonna click off immediately if they hear shit audio quality. It is worth the investment. Even if you spend $50, $100 on it, you're gonna make your money back so fast. Then one huge life hack is, because obviously when you're recording a VSL, there's like the thing that matters a lot is your tonality. Like, are you speaking super excited, boom, boom, or high pitch? Or are you speaking like really whispering, being really intense? Or do you have a normal tone? Like all of these things matter a lot. There's like, you can go super deep with tonality, and there's different tonalities, etc. If you want to learn about tonalities, Jordan Belfort talks about it in his book, Way of the Wolf, I think. And there's a lot of great information, but if you're just recording your first VSL, it doesn't really matter. The easiest way for you to have a good tonality is just put on your favorite, like exciting music. If your favorite music is like really sad, Lana Del Rey, slow music, don't do that, but put on like exciting music, like hype up music, like, and get like excited, get hyped up, just do some shadow boxing in the mirror, whatever it might be. And that is gonna naturally make your tonality good. You know, that is naturally gonna have a really good energetic tonality. Use Loom or ScreenFlow to record your face cam and scream. Loom is really good one. I use ScreenFlow, which is really good one. It's like $200 for a Mac. But as long as you can just have your face cam on the screen, doesn't really matter what you use. And then deliver a presentation based on your sales letter document naturally. So what a lot of people do is they come in here and they go through it like this. For IT companies in the US, how to get an extra 2 to 4 clients every 6 weeks using cold email at scale without having to rely on referrals. The picture below showcases our... Bro, you sound like a robot, and AI could fucking replace you. So don't do that. Be natural. Cut out the ums and ums of the VSL and upload the VSL to Vimeo or to YouTube. And that's pretty much what you want to do. You can, of course, go extremely deep in the delivery with tonality, body language, pacing, and overall presentation. There's like so much stuff with this. But for the first few iterations, keep it simple and focus on a relaxed and clear presentation. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff like body language, blah, 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 all these things. But don't worry about it now if you have never done these things before. It doesn't really matter that much. Those are small 3, 5, 7% optimizations when really the money is made by just making the damn VSL. After you recorded your VSL, you need to go into step 4, which is building a landing page. So now that we have written our sales letter and filmed our VSL, it is time to connect it all together in a simple landing page. Key here once again is to keep it as simple as possible and limit the variables as much as you can. Less variables means less optimization, which means faster traction. Because of this, our landing page will only have 3 elements: headline to capture attention, a video sales letter, and book a call button. Optionally, you can add a 4th element by embedding some testimonials or case study interviews under the fold of the landing page, so when someone scrolls. But these 3 are fine. And you'll want to create your landing page using framer.com. I have like an example here. Like this is pretty much what it just can look like. So you just have your headline, your VSL, and book a call button. And this is really, really easy tool to use. Like Framer is like $5 a month. And you just go in here and just, it is the easy. You just press insert and you just use like a page template. I literally think I have used the landing page template here. So you just get a template and you just go and edit it in like this. And it is super simple. And to show you what it looks like. Boom. For manufacturing companies, how to get 50 new leads in 190 days without using complex marketing channels. Then a VSL here and a button, and then you just connect your calendar to this, and that's pretty much all you need. You will figure it out in no time. So, step 5, iterate. This is where a lot of the magic happens. Many beginners make the mistake of thinking, wow, I'm finally finished. I don't have to write another sales letter for months. But this is completely wrong way to look at it. You have now only created the first version. Now it is time to take it to the market and get feedback on it. After showing it to prospects, using a structure in a sales call and having it on your landing page, people have objections or things they didn't fully understand. It is your job to catch what these things are and iterate your sales letter based on it. The better you do this, the more it will convert. So for example, someone might come to a call and they have an objection that you haven't handled in your sales letter. Or you come up with a better idea or better core concept or a better headline, or you just get more case studies, or whatever it might be, or let's say you change the activity steps. Sometimes what happens is you do this, you use this process, you get these results, take them from A to B, and then you realize as you're working with a client, this happens a lot, this happens to us as well. You're like, hey, instead of this, we actually should do something different. You like test something out, like, hey, what if we did this? You test it out and it works super well, then you go out here and you replace this with something else. So as your process changes, as you get more case studies, as something changes in your business, as you experiment with stuff, as you find the stuff that works, go back here and edit this. You don't need to rewrite it completely, just go and change it out. If your step one changes, just change the step one. Or if you get a new case study, just add it here. Or if you have a better headline, just change it there, or if you get a better core concept, you don't need to go and rewrite it completely. Just change the thing that you think are going to make better, and then just redo it. And that is also why we do the Google Doc presentations, because it's so much faster and easier that way. But yeah, so as you can see, as long as you do proper market research on a niche, write a well-structured sales letter, film a video sales letter, build a simple landing page, and iterate your funnel based on your market feedback, you will be able to generate tens of meetings, increase your cold email campaign performance, and close more clients in the next month. Like I said, this stuff is fucking powerful. If you have a good landing page or a simple landing page, and you have a good VSL that is presented well and a sales letter that is written well, like what happens naturally is, let's say you do cold email outreach, boom. You send a cold email to someone, boom, and it hits John. You send a cold email to John. And John, obviously your goal is to get them on a meeting, so a call here. And you want John to see the cold email and go to a call. But John is a bit skeptical. He doesn't trust you fully yet. So what John does is he goes, boom, he takes an additional path and he Googles your company name like this, and he sees the headline, he sees the VSL, and he sees the book a call button. And they're like, here's more information about this. They watch through your VSL, they show you all of these things like, holy shit, this is some golden stuff. And then they book a call. So by having this kind of a landing page, you're gonna literally 2 to 3x the results of your cold email campaigns. This is actually shit that we have seen. You will 2 to 3x your campaign results. You will have an easier time on calls because you already have more credibility. People know who you are. People know your offer. People know the steps that it takes. You will have less objections, so you will close at a higher rate. You will only talk to more qualified prospects, and life is just going to be fucking better. It is. If you're trying to scale an agency and you don't have a funnel like this, you are dumb, unless you have something better. If you have something better, hit my line. I want to hear about it. But yeah. Also, if you'd like to get access to our funnel training, sales letter scripts, and landing page templates, you can go check out the free 24-hour LGA Kickstart from this link. And I'm also going to put this in the first link in the comments. So pretty much this is like a free mini course that we have. We have templates, how to set up your landing page template, sales letter template, more in-depth course on this. And it's going to also show you how to start your own B2B lead generation agency in 24 hours. So if you're thinking about starting an agency and you are thinking about starting a B2B lead generation agency, just go use that. And in 24 hours, you're going to be a B2B lead generation agency owner and you're going to be ready to fucking crank it up. But amazing. Thank you for watching. Hugs and kisses. Bye.